Well, I mean, the CIA have got this now, so...
Shit. How do they have this? Oh, fuck, we got Google Hangouts on.
There it is.
I know we're number one priority because there's people talking about blowing shit up, so they're probably going to go after us first.
Well, I mean, the Russian likes were a tip-off, really.
The Russian...
We've got ties to Russia now, we're fucked.
I will never ever eat pirogi ever again in my life, Dimitri. I'm sorry. I don't even know what pirogi is. I just know that it's been...
I have no idea. There's like two American foods, I have no idea what they are. One's a pierogi and one's a hero.
Pierogi?
They both sound good.
Pierogi's Russian.
Yeah, but I've seen it mentioned in American shows all the time. Like, I'm going to go get a pierogi. Oh, fucking...
Pierogi... Hang on, I'm just going to quickly look it up. It's a pastry-filled dumpling of Central to Eastern European origin. Oh, that's alright.
Sounds pretty...
It just looks like a regular pastry, like a pasty you'd get.
Oh, like a savoury.
Yeah, like you know
item.
those half moon things with the fork indentations.
Yeah, I'm out.
Borscht on the other hand, borscht.
When I hear the word pastry, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, pastry.
I like a pastry every now and then.
I love a pastry. Me too. That's why I'm fat.
Especially, it's a good thing there's not a lot of those over here. Especially with piccalilli.
Oh, no.
No? Not a fan?
No, I hate it. Fucking hate it. Sweet pickle, no, thank you. Horrible.
I don't like sweet pickle except when I'm having a cheese platter.
Oh, no, it's a good way to ruin cheese. Onion marmalade is the...
Onion marmalade's very good as well. We've gone back to...
That's the thinking man's cheese accompaniment.
We've gone back to cheese.
I fucking love cheese, man. Again, that's why I'm fat, not because of the bacon.
We've discussed like 15 minutes about cheese in the last...
We love cheese, man. Cheese is TLDR.
I don't know. At one point we went to something...
From Doctor Doom to cheese in one fell swoop.
No, I meant from the last time. We went from cheese to something, and then we referenced Stockholm Syndrome, and then I... completely went off the rails, and I may have gone to bat against Sonic the Hedgehog a little bit too much. I'm sorry. I may have just, kind of theatrically gone against the blue hedgehog a little bit too much. I apologise.
Well, he's fine.
He's
fine.
I'm not going to hate people for liking him. I just don't get it.
Those are fun games. There's like 4 out of 20 that are playable. They're fine. They're good.
Yes, enjoy your 4. But Doctor Doom is my favourite villain
Sonic
ever.
3, and the new one that is all 3 Sonics.
Doctor Doom is my favourite villain ever, but he's never been...
Doom, weirdly... have you read Marvel Zombies?
Yes.
That's one of the best characterizations of Doom all the way through that, and it's weird because it's not even canon, but in fact, there's 2 different versions of Doom in those stories. One's Ultimate Doom, and one is just like Marvel Zombies universe Doom. And they're both like... Again, like in Marvel Zombies, fucking the Fantastic Four are fine, and everyone on the helicarrier is fine. And then it's fucking Reed, who has like PTSD, infects everyone with it. And then Doom is the last holdout of humanity. Like Latveria is the Castle Doom. Is the last place where humanity exists.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
Plus, and Reed's the one that infects the fucking heroes on the helicarrier with the virus.
He actually gets infected, and he retains his humanity long enough to send the last humans to another
he sends all the
dimension.
refugees off to like the other dimensions, yeah. And then when it ties into the ultimate fantastic universe, though, is so good because there's a bit where there's some virus from the negative zone.
Yes.
Or some parasite, that they somehow carry it out of the negative zone. It's like hidden on them.
Yeah.
And it comes flying out of Reed or somebody, and someone shouts out like, "Oh, it's going to make a beeline for whatever the strongest entity is." And it's like, "Oh my god, Thor, get down!" And it just like knocks Thor on his ass and keeps going. And it's like, but wait, who could possibly be stronger than Thor? And it's fucking Doom, and everyone's like,
And I must say, before this,
such
Doctor
a
Doom in the Ultimate
cool
Comics,
moment.
he was not really all that not that good, because he was like this satanical metal goat thing. It was really,
he's heavily into like his occult magic and shit, isn't he?
It was really not doing it for me. But that arc, he shows up with like this kingly gear, like a big fur cape, like the classic king cape with the big fur bowler around your neck and the spots on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Fully in like King Conan mode.
And a proper armor across his goat legs, so you don't see the stupid goat legs. And okay, he lost in the end because he couldn't do what Reed Richards could. But that's Doom. He's the villain. He's supposed to lose. He's
the fall guy.
Because that's his fatal flaw. It's pride. It's arrogance. And he wouldn't be a villain if he wasn't. He didn't have one of those. So he goes into that dimension with all the Marvel zombies, and they assume him dead. And then all kinds of shit with the Ultimate Fantastic Four happens. And then he just comes back. He's like, "Yeah, I'm alive. Didn't think that would happen, did you?" And Thing is even like, "But I killed you." Nope, you didn't. I mean, what kind of a doof do you think I am? Getting killed by you.
Brilliant.
Things like that.
All versions of Doom are great.
He's this flea. It's when he shows up, shit has hit the fan, and it's only when they, make him, degrade him to just a third person talking, I want to conquer the world kind of guy that they portray him at his worst.
Stock supervillain.
He's got fucking layers.
He really has.
Bendis wrote a 12-issue run called The Infamous Iron Man, which is fairly recent. And after Tony Stark had died, because spoilers, Tony Stark died, Dr. Doom went to Tony Stark's laboratory. He's like, "Oh, who's the new Iron Man? It's a 15-year-old girl. No, that won't do. I'm Dr. Doom. I'm going to be the new Iron Man."
Amazing.
And he spends like 12 issues. He immediately catches like, they say the worst villains ever, but it's like Jigsaw and the Wrecking Crew and people like that.
Oh, so when they say worst, they really mean it.
Yeah, but they say it's like the biggest and the baddest bad guys, but it's like all the C-listers. And S.H.I.E.L.D. is constantly going after him, but he ends up having to fight, and now take this, Ultimate Reed Richards.
Nice.
Because regular Reed Richards and Sue Storm have been, missing in some kind of a subspace cataclysmic event.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so great. Plus, Secret Wars from 2015.
Oh god, yeah, Secret Wars is fucking amazing.
No, not the original, the 2015.
No, yeah, but I remember when I haven't read them all, but my mate read them and he kept giving me like the cliff notes on all the shit that was going on.
Yeah,
and it was just like,
that's great as well. It's like Doom loses, but they at least make a good case as to why. And he doesn't really even act all that villainous in it.
No, doesn't he just like go off and set his own little thing up and be like,
yeah, and then
fuck you all, I'm not playing.
And then he only loses because he admits that Reed Richards probably could have done a better job than him. So the power source where he gets his power from goes like, "Oh, well, if you think so."
Well, fuck you then.
But in the meantime, he gets to, he has the Thing holding up the entire existence, and the Thing is like the size of a colossus.
Oh my god, the Thing's literally Atlas.
And
that's so good.
And Thanos shows up, and Thanos is like, "What do you know of being a god?" And then Doom goes like, "You know what? Fuck you." And he stabs him in his chest with his glove, and he pulls out his arm. Fucking Brilliant. Doom kills Thanos.
Brilliant.
Oh, and he's never been done justice in film. Never.
Is he more than one film?
He was in 4.
4?
There's the unreleased 80s film, which has special effects done by the people that did the Turtles in the Turtles movies.
Okay.
So that's an unreleased film, and it's really campy and really horrible.
I can imagine, yeah.
But it's the most
80s.
True to the Fantastic Four whatsoever.
Sad, but okay.
Then you have the mid-2000 films with Jessica...
Ugh.
Bill or Jessica Alba?
Jessica Alba and Ian Gruff.
Who?
The guy who plays Reed. It's called Ian something.
Oh, right. I was going to say Chris Evans is in it.
Is he the Torch?
He's the Torch.
Fucking hell, I forgot that.
And,
the only good thing about those films is Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's fantastic.
Stan Lee, I don't know if this still stands, but when those films came out, Stan Lee said that was his favourite ever casting of a character in Marvel. Because
it's spot on.
Spot on.
I don't know if he would ever come back because it's been like 10 years by now, but if they could...
No, he's up there alongside like J.K. Simmons and Patrick Stewart.
Definitely. Julian McMahon. Man, how do you pronounce that? The guy from Nip Tuck.
I haven't got a fucking clue. McMahon, I'm guessing.
Nip Tuck. Do you know Nip Tuck?
I know the show. I've never seen it.
Well, he's Dr. Doom, and he's a businessman.
And he's a gifted surgeon.
Yeah, and in the first one, and in the second one, he steals the Silver Surfer's powers, and he's basically like the Wicked Witch of the West. He's like,
great. Okay.
Fan-fucking-fastic. And then we had Fantastic in 2016. I don't know when that came out. I didn't even bother to watch that because that.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, the trailers and stuff looked so bad. I was like, no.
It's the guy from I don't know.
And then it came out and everyone said it was terrible, and I was like, yeah, okay. And the only person I know that was in it for definite was Michael B. Jordan, who is in Creed. He played the Torch.
Oh yeah. No, Michael B. Jordan apparently was alright. And the guy who played his dad recently died, so that's pretty sad because when you go to his Wikipedia page, it says prominently known for such film roles as Dr. Jonathan Storm in Fantastic. I'm like, that's sad. It's like you couldn't even get like a better film to be prominently known for.
No, that's not great.
No. And Dr. Doom is called Domovich.
Why?
Because you can't call your bad guy Dr. Doom, apparently.
Yeah, I don't want to see that film.
No, because Dr. Doom, he's basically... They don't ever call him Dr. Doom. He becomes a metal man again, because that's what they always do. And he explodes people's brains, like in Scanners. And he wants to destroy the universe, because... bleh.
So he's... Well, I was going to say he's Doom in name only, but apparently not even that.
He's more like a...
Who is this man?
He's more like a nihilist.
Yeah.
But, okay, his name is silly, right? You go like Victor Von Doom. I'm like, fine, that's silly. But if you change it to like Victor Van Damme, everybody's going to be like, oh, like Jean-Claude. So,
oh my god, if he was called Victor Van Damme, though.
He was called Victor Van Damme in the Ultimate Comics.
That's fucking amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Here's how I would fix it.
Dr. Van Damme. That's fucking incredible.
I would fix it by giving him a shitload more names. Just have him go like, my name is Dr. Victor von Werner Julius Vladimir Tepesh III von Doom.
Doom for short.
And then like, oh, here's Doom. No, it is Dr. Victor Julius Werner.
Yeah. And he's like, just call me Doom, though.
But he would never say that. He would never say, call me Doom.
No, obviously not. That'd be too dumb.
He would insist people call him by his full name.
Okay, that's
but like have him like a complete aristocratic name, like almost like the Monty Python joke. Monty Python, there's something. I think
that is definitely something.
Yeah, because I think people nowadays don't realise how good that is. Especially
Monty Python, basically, I've always thought is the Beatles of comedy.
Is it because they came up with a lot of things that people take for granted nowadays?
Yeah, I think it looks quite dated as well.
It is quite dated, quite visually.
They're the Beatles of comedy. Like they invented modern everything cribs from Monty Python, whether it knows it's doing it or not.
Definitely, but
they're just the most influential comedy ever.
But I'm in a WhatsApp group, and for some reason a while ago they had a chat like, between the what's it called, the kids, some Canadian program called the
Kids in the Hall,
yeah. Between the Kids in the Hall and Monty Python and some other skit show, what's the best? And only me and one other guy actually thought that Monty Python was good. The rest of them all thought it was absolute shit.
I think it is just that thing of like, because they were first, like you've seen stuff they've done in a more modern way, and you probably are more familiar with that. You would probably then see that stuff and be like, oh, but that's just like a lesser version. But it's not. It's amazing and pure. I think it's like I mean, I was kind of raised on it because my parents, like when they were young, that was new, so they fucking loved it. So I used to see all the reruns, what they used to watch when I was a little kid. So I grew up on Monty Python, and it was like my introduction to comedy, and it was like the best shit ever, and it's still the best shit ever now. Like not only is it the most influential, I don't think it's ever been bettered. Like it's fucking the best.
I don't think it's ever been bested. I don't think there's anything
but
out there.
I can sort of see why, if you were seeing it for the first time as an adult, having seen shitloads of other comedy that's more contemporary, I can maybe see why you would find it underwhelming.
It's probably not as current as it used to be.
Not.
It's probably its biggest downfall. But I don't think it's ever really been bested.
No, I don't think so.
Especially seeing as between the four of them, or six, I should say, because sometimes they got Terry Gilliam and sometimes they got the lady. They have the one lady, I just forget her name all the time. They have so many different varied ways of a skit as well, because they go from one version of comedy to another quite quickly. It's like two guys dancing opposite each other, slapping each other in the face with a fish, which is fucking weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of surrealist shit, and then the next scene will be like a very wordy, like,
yeah, I don't like
it's
spam.
all puns.
And then the entire discussion will be about spam. What's your favourite Python skit? Do you have one?
I need to pee, but while I'm peeing, I will think about that.
I've never heard of that one before in my life.
When I get
actual piss break.
Good, well done.
I like to do my piece, cruising cream, playing 3-car money on these crazy streets, straight hustler. I'm full of scam and I'm in it so low to the flow, pick the pocket on a midget.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry I was so long.
Are you arguing?
No. Just arguing, no why?
Sounded like it.
Oh, could you hear me shouting?
Yeah, with her.
It was because I was pooing and she's in the other room and we were having a conversation. No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We were just far away.
I could literally nearly make out everything she said. Not so much what you said.
Well, yeah, she was nearer the mic. She was only just across the hallway. Everything's fine. We were just a distance.
Fair enough. Right, so favourite Monty Python sketch.
I was trying to think of like an obscure one, to look smart, but it is one of those things where, like, I think the greatest hits of Monty Python are the greatest hits for a reason. Like the Dead Parrot sketch is fucking classic for a reason. Probably that. If I had to pick one, probably that. But I love the Lumberjack song.
Yeah, the Lumberjack song's good.
It's fucking amazing. I showed it to Chloe the other day. She'd never seen it, actually.
What?
I don't think her parents are into it, really. She hasn't seen much of it. And she didn't know, because I was singing it. I was just walking around the house singing it, and she was like, didn't know what it was. And I was like, oh.
Which bit? I like to wear women's clothing and go.
No, the on Wednesdays I go shopping and have buttered scones for tea, because that was always my favourite bit, because it's so mundane. It's such a mundane thing to include.
The parrot sketch is pretty fucking iconic, I must say, because they did a live show somewhere in the 2000s, and at one point he comes in, he's like, "This parrot's dead," and then he looks at it, he's like, "Oh, so it is. Here you go. Here's a replacement."
I was always a big Cleese fan. I mean, I'm a fan of all of them, but Cleese is basically my guy. So anytime he's playing like indignant straight man, that's ticking the boxes for me, because he plays like I think more than any of the other cast, he plays the only sane man more than the rest. I think because he looks and sounds so much like the quintessential English gentleman.
I would say Graham Chapman is a contender.
Chapman does it a lot, but I think Chapman strays more into Cloud Cuckoo Lander.
Yeah,
like his iconic role for me has always been Raymond Luxury Yacht.
Well, he's
like,
the problem is that he's also King Arthur and Brian, so
yeah, he is.
So
but
that's
I mean,
that.
purely from sketch show sort of point of view. Although I mean, King Arthur's kind of a Cloud Cuckoo Lander as well, though. Really, he's not the sanest character in that film.
No, but he's definitely saner than a lot of others.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, would you say that John Cleese is your favourite? But would you say that if you were a Python, would you be the John Cleese?
Me?
Yeah. If you had to see yourself in one of the 4 roles.
Well, throughout my life, for whatever reason, I've never seen this, but people have consistently compared me to Michael Palin. So there's that. Apparently, I sound like him on some level, but I've never heard. I don't understand this, but I've had more than one person tell me that.
Oh, that's weird. I don't think you sound like Michael Palin.
No, I've never had it. I've never heard that in my life, but I've had a few people over the course of my life be like, "Oh, Michael Palin." I was like, "Right, I'll take it."
You're definitely not Jones at the very least.
Oh, the ultimate Cloud Cuckoo Lander. No, I think I'd be Palin. Probably. I'm definitely not Cleese. I could be a Graham Chapman. I always liked Graham Chapman a lot.
My favourite one is Graham Chapman because he usually does.
He's probably a close second. He's a close second.
He does the entire straight man a little bit better for me because he's usually like a little bit more formal, whereas John Cleese is usually a little bit more. Has a little bit more indignation, like.
Indignant is definitely here? I think indignant is the word.
Yeah. And Graham Chapman is usually more like, what's going on here? What's that?
Yeah. I do love whenever he plays sort of aristocratic type characters. Like that is all.
But if I had to say, if I were a Python, I wouldn't be Graham Chapman. Unfortunately, I probably would be more of an Eric Idle. I'd definitely see myself more of an Idle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way Eric Idle is usually the more strange, quirky.
I think there's elements of Jones there, is there not?
In me?
I would have thought.
I can't.
The surrealism is there. The sort of the thing of the synapses firing constantly is just this energy.
Maybe
that doesn't always connect to something else. It's just that's energy.
That's the point, though. The way you view yourself isn't always the way other people view you.
No, definitely not.
So that you saying like I can't see.
In fact, I think most of the time that's not the case actually. But
like you say, other people see you as Palin. It's like I can't see myself.
Well, not necessarily in terms of character. Just people have said I sound a lot like him and stuff over the years, or like my diction or way of speaking similar. Which again I don't understand, but that's what I've had. So I guess I'd just be him by default, really.
My favourite Monty Python sketch is a rather odd one because. Unlike you, I don't think of one of the quintessential classics. Not saying like, oh, I'm a hipster, like, oh, you probably don't know this one.
I was trying to be so bad, I just couldn't.
It's Series 3, and John Cleese has gotten out because he'd done 40 Towers.
40 Towers, yeah.
So there's like, everybody's in like this mansion, and they're talking about words and croquet. And at one point, Graham Chapman.
Is this the one where Chapman is like the proper? Sorry, Claire, old beast.
Yes. Like.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Yeah.
I don't like that word. It's a tinny word.
Very tinny sort of word. Very wooden. Yeah, that is a brilliant sketch.
It's not like Scorn. Scorn's got like a wooden quality going to it. A very good wooden word. Yes, not. Tinned like
when you were talking about Chapman playing like the straight man and being aristocratic, that was the exact sketch that I thought of because I've always loved the phrase. Sorry, Claire, old beast. I've just loved that. I've always loved that phrase. Like, I don't know why. It's fucking hilarious.
What's better than newspaper? It's such a tinny word. It's like what the fuck am I even going on about? That's one of my favourite ones ever. But
it is. I was always very partial to
Superman.
Tired. Superman, I don't even know if I know that one.
Bicycle Repairman.
Oh? I don't definitely know this one.
The
I'll
entire
have to look this
world
up.
is inhabited by Superman. Everybody's Superman. Except
Right.
at one point you see somebody cycling down a road and his bicycle breaks down, has a flat tyre. So,
Right.
here comes, in a very bad American accent, bicycle repair man. And it's just a Superman taking off his Superman costume to unveil, like, normal clothes underneath. And he runs up towards the Superman on the bicycle, repairs the bicycle, like, thank you, God, thank you, bicycle repair man. You are our one true savior.
Amazing. Amazing. That must have been what it was actually like on Krypton.
Yes, I think it's also an episode of Darkwing Duck.
Is it really?
Have you seen all of Darkwing Duck?
I will have done as a child, but I mean, not recently.
Right, so there's a planet filled with superpowered people, and there's only one normal person. And the one normal person always has to be saved, and he hates it.
Quality. Darkwing Duck was great. The Monty Python sketches. What was I going to say? I was always really partial to the Idiot of the Year contest.
Did they call it Idiot of the Year? There was something, wasn't it Git?
Was it Git? Maybe it was Git.
This is gonna bother me now. Git.
Was that actually in the show, or was that only in?
No.
And now for something completely different.
Everything in and now for something.
And now for something.
completely
I thought that was like a compilation of like the greatest hits of the sketch show, but I wasn't overly certain.
recorded again.
Yeah. Sort of a remaster. Yeah. But yeah, I was always very, very partial to that when I was a child. That features Palin doing one of his best skills, which is like
Upper class twit of the year.
upper class twit of the year. That's it. Yeah, I was really partial to Palin doing that voiceover voice that he does.
Yeah, but that's
He's
one of
brilliant.
those, like,
He's
it
brilliant at that.
makes no fucking sense and it's just a bunch of slapstick scenes. And then the next scene could very well be something like, oh, let's dissect the entire dictionary. That's what I love about Python. It's
I
just
think
so-
in now for something completely different. I'm pretty certain the thing that immediately precedes that is the John Cleese sex education sketch, which is all based around awkwardness comedy and.
The sex education sketch is in The Meaning of Life.
Is it not in
Nope.
thingy as well? Oh, okay.
Meaning of Life, somewhere in the beginning of the film.
I always forget Meaning of Life exists.
Meaning of Life is a weird Python film, whereas most people say, like, oh, but it's not very good. But it has some of my favourite...
No, it is very good. It's just not as good as the other two.
It's not as comedic. It's actually... If you have to actually approach it, like, thinking a little bit.
I have a friend who knows all the words to the Universe song.
Well, the song. Eric Idle does.
Yeah, he knows all the words to it.
I love your friend.
It's fucking weird.
He's not...
He's an odd man in that he's a massive Python fan, but he's never seen Life of Brian.
That is very weird. Mind you...
Strange, isn't it?
Mind you, the Universe song is no longer scientifically accurate.
Oh, really? Has some of that been altered now? So I must tell him that, although he probably already knows because he's bang into space.
He would probably be crying.
He probably already knows. He probably already knows.
Probably cries himself to sleep every night that he knows a song
he,
that's scientifically accurate.
Probably, he is that kind of guy. He loves his space and his science. The Four Tired Undertakers sketch is another favourite of mine.
What I love about The Meaning of Life is that it seems like a series of non-integrated events, but it was only when
almost non sequiturs.
I watched it recently with a friend of ours, like the big Canadian hulking beast, like a little to a year ago, and it was
I'm fairly certain he compared me to Michael Palin at one point.
It was like only when we watched it together, we both immediately at the same time realised nearly everything takes place in the restaurant in the afterlife.
Really?
Yeah, nearly the entire movie is taking place in the afterlife because the fish that are in between the scenes, they are part of the decoration in the restaurant.
I will have to watch this again and see if this is
mind-blowing.
This might elevate the entire film onto a new platform.
It did for me. Plus, we both realised that the American singer towards the end was Graham Chapman. And the movie had come out before Jaws 3 had come out, and he'd sing like, quality films every hour, like Jaws 1, 2, and 3.